for you. See, a mere 5 minutes ago.
Good evening to you. Meteorologist Jeremy Capel with you here on this Sunday evening on this eve of Independence Day. I want to break into your programming. We've got a tornado warning that was just issued for portions of Breckenridge and also Hardin County. I specifically want to point out southeastern Breckenridge and also western portions of Hardin County going underneath that tornado warning right now. There's a look at the data. You can see the actual warned area in red, so it's just off to the east of the E-Town area. For everybody else in the area that's in the yellow, that's a tornado watch that was issued a little while earlier by the National Weather Service in Louisville. We'll briefly mention that in addition to the severe threat, an issue it looks like a little bit later on this evening and overnight tonight with that flash flood threat. Here's the problem though. It's the storm you see located here making its way into western portions of Hardin County right now. That activity located south of Hudson. It's approaching the Veritrece area out towards Solway. We've seen what appears to be a little hook echo on the end of this. I'm going to go back over a few frames. It was very apparent about 10 minutes ago, and we mentioned this on a Facebook Live video that we've been doing. By the way, you can follow us live. Just go to WDRB's Capel, WDRB, easy to find, and you can actually watch this behind the scenes as it's happening. Right now, the biggest threat, though, you live anywhere in this boxed area, and I want you to take your tornado precautions, and I want you to take them now. If you live in Solway, Limp, you need to go to your tornado shelter. Again, hook echo, and we are showing some velocity with that as well. I'm going to take you over to our other radar unit. This one, we've got you kind of the split screen right now, showing you the reflectivity here on the left, and also the velocity here on the right. And I'm going to go back over a couple frames. The reason the Weather Service warned it is because we had these high the radar site, and then just behind it we had winds that were moving away from the radar site. So not what I would consider a tight rotation, but rotation nonetheless. And it's because of that that the Weather Service went ahead and issued that warning. You can see the activity located just along, make that just to the north of the Western Kentucky Parkway between Litchfield and Elizabeth, Indiana. I should say Elizabethtown, Kentucky, not Indiana. That activity with a supercell, what appears to be a supercell thunderstorm. There's definite rotation located within this. That rotation noted by, again, the reflectivity that's wrapping around the western side. It's moving almost Kentucky Parkway off to the east of E-Town. Now, as far as the velocity signature is concerned, it's not the brightest one I've seen, but it's definitely there. And I know the National Weather Service has had their eye on this for a little while. You can see that little bright spot there of pinks and greens where they come together. That's where you're getting that circulation, and that's where we're getting that possibility again of at least a brief spin up occurring there, southern portions of our viewing area here right now. We're going to take a broader view. If you live in the Louisville area, you might be wondering, hey, what's going on in my neck of the woods? Well, fact of the matter is we've got thunderstorms overhead right now, but these are not severe. They are heavy, heavy rainmakers, and they will bring the potential eventually of flash flooding for portions of our area. I think that severe threat's going to be limited for our southern counties, at least in the near term. That could change later on tonight, and certainly into the day tomorrow. We remain under the gun for that potential of 64. They've actually already put out some aerial flood advisories for some of our western counties where they have just seen rainfall rates at perhaps close to 5 inches per hour. So again, vast majority of the area right now seeing thunderstorms, but sub-severe. The one area that we are very concerned with, though, that is western portions of Hardin County, and that is also southeastern sections of Breckenridge County, just to the north of Litchfield. That's where that possible rotation is. If you live there, we want you in your shelter. Now, keep in mind some tornado safety tips to think about. If you live in a home with a basement, then it's a no-brainer. You know where to go. But say you don't have a basement, say you live in a slab home, perhaps your home just has a concrete foundation, but you don't have a downstairs. Then all you want to do is go into the center portion of that home. Get into the most interior portion. Oftentimes a hallway closet is a good place to go, perhaps a hallway bathroom. Essentially what you want to do is put as many walls between you and that potential threat as possible, and by doing so you're going to help to increase your chances. Then you're going to be okay. the most impressive signature that I've ever seen, but it is certainly rotating. You can see that storm. It also appears to be gaining strength as well. I'm going to go back over to the radar unit, investigate this a little closer. We've got this looping over the last hour, and it's very... There's a lot of it, and that'll continue to feed into an environment that does. What I mean is that we've got wind speeds that are increasing with height across the area, and as that does so, it interacts with what. That's the reason that we're on your airwaves here right now. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at a couple of the other parameters that we have to look at as far as a hail threat is concerned. It looks like it's a minimum, which of course is a very good thing. Tornado watch does continue, by the way. That goes until 10 o'clock Central Time. That goes until 11 o'clock Eastern Time for basically everybody that is underneath that watch right now. You're going to remain under the watch time soon. Going back over to the velocities of this storm, and you can see what we're looking at here, and I'm going to come back on screen as I show you the interaction. And what's happening here is you're getting these updrafts of convection of this thunderstorm activity, and where that air is rising and rising very rapidly, and it's interacting with some pretty fast winds above us. It causes these short little quick-lived spin-ups, and I'm actually seeing not one but two hot spots right here on our radar. This is a part of that warned area, and it's right there on the Breckenridge and Hardin County line, moving this is away from Highway 84 right here. This is the Western Kentucky Bluegrass Parkway moving to the east. You can see Veritas located right here, Solway located right there. There's 920. So if you live in this area, Pierce, Solway, I want you in your safe spot right now. Taking a look again around the radar here, make sure that we're not missing anything as far as the thunderstorm development is concerned. Weather Service, they're saying this is not confirmed. Again, this is a radar indicated threat only at this point. But you can see the amount of lightning that we have on radar. There's a lot. And these type of storms that they're just in this moisture-rich environment, and we've got a boundary that's on top of us. We've got low pressure approaching from the west. There's thunderstorm activity. It's going to be absolutely coming down for much of the area. So not to lose focus of what's most important right now, which is that tornado warning. We want to remind folks that are going to be out and about tonight, tomorrow. This is independent tomorrow morning. I want you to be on the lookout for rising waters as well. Boy, I tell you what, guys, this is interesting because we're seeing not one, but we're seeing two cells here, and they're kind of coming together. I'm going to have them come back out to me. I want to show those two cells on radar. This could actually cause further problems once this thing moves a little bit further east. But look what's happening here to the south. Look at that quick little moving cell. It's being absorbed into the, and if that is the case, I would imagine they would issue more warnings down the line. So look who's down the line. There's 65, there's Radcliffe, there's E-Town, and there's Upton, Kentucky. So if additional warnings are issued further east, just put that in the back of your mind. This weather is approaching. Okay, so there's the two cells that we're most interested in, that northern one. We're going to take a look at the velocity, and also Weather Service is showing that they've got new information here for us as well. Rotation has fallen apart pretty quickly, so we'll go ahead and let the warning go. So hey, this is what I was hoping to hear. And it sounds like they're going to let this warning go. I'm not sure if they're going to wait until at 8:45 when it was supposed to go to, or whether they're going to cancel this early, but they're convinced all of a sudden that not much rotation there at all. I agree. Let's take a look over at our other radar unit, looking at this side. And this was about 15 minutes ago when they first issued that tornado warning. You can see right there, you got that hot pink area, and you got the little green notch right there. That's what they warned it for, and that also coincided very well with what appeared to be some convection wrapping around the backside of that storm. That's a hook echo. That's the reason they issued it. Now I'm going to take you forward in time, and you can see all of that goes away. We don't see the hot pinks. We don't see the bright colors now on the side-by-side, and because of that, it sounds like they're going to let this go here in just a few minutes. And they're going to go ahead and expire. Technically, they've canceled it. early. So good news. I'm going to send you back to program in just a moment, but I feel like because we did take the time to interrupt you of what's going on, I want to make sure everyone is that we've got the tornado watch, and I'm glad to see that they've trimmed for our western counties. Your southern Indiana, say Washington out towards Crawford, Perry counties, you were underneath that tornado watch. They've dropped it, and I think that's a good move. We simply don't have the instability up here. To the south, though, along the parkways, to the south of the parkways, that threat will remain here for a while longer. The possibility of severe thunderstorms, the possibility of isolated spin-ups, like we saw right there, again, moving into Hardin County, which they are going to allow to expire on time. Now, going forward in time, I think this is the problem we're going to be dealing with. The potential will be there for flash flooding. We are looking at a tremendous amount of rainfall across the area. You can see heavy thunderstorms again moving south along and eventually to the south of the parkways. This is going to go on for a while, and this rain is going to add up. So I do invite you to join us tonight on WDRB News at 10 o'clock for a full update. These thunderstorms are going to be ongoing much of the overnight period tonight. Tomorrow, flooding will definitely be a problem. And in addition to that, we could see additional strong to severe thunderstorms, especially as we head on into the heating of the day tomorrow for your Independence Day. So I know a lot of folks have plans. Personally, I have plans. A big holiday. That's tonight at 10 on WDRB News. In the meantime, we'll let you go back to programming.